And Brian has obviously had to come out to start at the back, which is frustrating, but hey, if you ain't there, you don't get to play. Right, Lottie clears the line once again. Watch the lights will be the cry. The lights go to red. Out they go, and away we are off and racing. And on pole position away very sharply indeed. That's a great start. Who was on pole?
Yep, that was Henry Ross, the man who was second place yesterday.
Blue bike, yep.
Yep. So as we said yesterday, Matt Pallett was the race winner ahead of Henry Ross and Zach Weston, who picked up the pieces from Joey Lambden and Dale Thomas's slight altercation down there at the Melbourne Loop on the final lap. But it was Henry Ross, as you said there, Keith, on that blue Yamaha number 141, who does lead the way as we go down Craner curves for the first time of asking. Of course, as we said, 7 laps will be the duration of this Dart Motorsport MRO 600 race, but through Craners, through the old hairpin and round Starkies. In fact, they're already into our view now. And what's that? What do you reckon there, Keith? Around about 4 or 5 bike lengths or so between Henry Ross and second position at this stage? Yeah, 4 or 5, absolutely, mate. So it's not a loss to get too much of a breather as they go up towards Copper's triple timing beam over the back there. Big long line of bikes. Looks like there's a few challenges in the midfield there as people try to gain some sort of advantage. Obviously, we saw some great racing from these guys yesterday. 6 of them very close for the entire race. And not expecting any less of a show here today. But yeah, Ross, Pallett, Lambden, Weston, Thomas, Tustin, they're all in the mix there as they come down towards the Melbourne Loop for the first time. Oh, Zach Weston's having a look at the inside of Dale Thomas. He's having a look for second place as well and sits up Matt Pallett. So Zach Weston, the 16-year-old, fourth place to second place, gets the power down on that R6, and he's got Henry Ross right in his sights now. But there was a notice coming out of Coppice there as Dale Thomas closes right onto the rear wheel of Zach Weston. Out of Coppice, there seemed to be a distinct gap between 4th and 5th, but Sam Hurst is looking to close that gap, and he's bringing Joey Lambden with him.
Yeah, Sam Hurst wasn't in the mix yesterday, but the youngster seems to have found something. Some massive setup changes with the Team Valley 91. Very enthusiastic team. Always good to see those guys and girls in the paddock and cheering on Sam Hurst and Sam youngster again. We forget how inexperienced in relative terms these guys are with the big bikes as well, of course. Sam, this is his first year as a overall MRO 600 runner as well. Done well on the Clubman, finished on the podium in the previous years, and he'll be looking to do the same this year. But it's a long old season ahead, and as we said before, we're only halfway into it as Henry Ross continues to lead. If anything, Henry's opening up that gap a little bit. I was expecting Weston to maybe close him down a little bit, but we looked at him at this angle last time. I think that's double the gap that it was. It was 4 or 5 bike lengths. It's now to maybe 8 or 10 or so bike lengths. But there we go, in third place it is Dale Thomas, isn't it? We don't know anything about Dale. We think he might be a bit of a Donington specialist. And he was involved in an altercation yesterday, wasn't he? Because he didn't finish the race, did he, down at the Melbourne Loop. So Dale is definitely a man with unfinished business and a point to prove.
He's up in the second place, Keith.
Yeah, well, Zach Weston won't take that line down either. Let's see if he can reclaim it down in the Melbourne Loop. He's strong down there, the youngster. Oh, Thomas is stronger, though.
Holds on.
Yeah, that was definitely the after you move, and I reckon they're closing on Ross. Now Thomas is through, he is closing, and Ross is going to have a look at Pallett, is it? Sorry. Yep, you're right, Pallett up the inside of Weston there into Goddard's. These guys are turning on. Okay, Thomas over, Ross over Thomas. It was half a second. It's down to 1/10 of a second, 2/10 of a second. And look, fastest lap of the race to Thomas there, 35.866. Pallett in third. Weston, Hurst, Lambden, Dickinson, Everton, Tustin and Cunningham is your top 10, but that's all likely to change. Bloomfield, your leader of your club, and just outside of the top 10 there, ahead of Harry Gower, who's just made up a place as he goes past. And Lord, we lost somebody. Somebody's dropping down the order there, are they?
Where are we looking, sorry?
No, they're not. It's all right. I'm just having a look at the screen, just the way they're coming over the line. No, everybody has come across the line safely. All 36 runners and riders still going, still being led by Henry Ross at the top end.
I don't think that's the case, Keith. I'm looking up towards Schwanson McLean's, and I think that's the blue Yamaha in third place now. That's certainly the number 93 white machine of Dale Thomas out in front. So Dale Thomas leads the way, and as they go through into the second sector, it is the 93 of Dale Thomas who is credited with the race lead there. I'm sure
Dale was fast man on the track, wasn't he?
Yeah, 35.886, not quite as quick as what we went yesterday, but of course that is on the first of the flying laps. Yeah. But out of sight they go momentarily in towards the foggy S's. Here they come bursting back into our view, and it is Matt Pallett, and he got a little bit better drive there than Dale Thomas as they come out of the S's in towards the Melbourne Loop, and Matt Pallett fires it up the inside on that in-timber Kawasaki, parks it on the apex. No retaliation from Dale Thomas at this stage, and there's a bit of a gap opening up. In fact, Keith, there goes Henry Ross in 3rd place, 4th Sam Hurst, 5th Joey Lambden, 6th place Kai Dickinson, Zach Weston. Where's he gone?
I was thinking exactly the same thing, mate. It's happened in the second half of the track, so it might be on the way into Goddard's or at Coppers, something like that. Not actually sure. Can't see anything on our very limited camera view, but you're right. Zach is on the AWOL list, unfortunately. Pallet does indeed take the lead, 35.7, so the fastest lap of the race is still...
Oh, here he is. Zach Weston, he's not off the bike, he's just retiring. Not sure what's happened.
It's a mechanical issue of some sort for young Zach.
Don't know what's happened to that R6.
Coming in the back door, actually, we don't see many people do that.
Right, I'll try and keep an eye on it, see if I can see anything when he comes into the pits here, Keith.
Yeah, see where he's looking on the bike. No, he's got a hand on the hip, and he's not doing anything at all as he comes down the pit lane.
I didn't see the gear lever.
Okay, that's not a good thing to be missing, of course. Here we go.
If he stops, does he look down to the left-hand side of the bike?
He's having a chat with Nick there.
Oh, you'd have thought it'd look straight down to the left.
Yeah, would have pointed at it, so maybe it's not a gear lever. Maybe it's a...
Don't know on that one. We'll have to ask Nick, see what happened. But
Nick doesn't look happy, does he? You can understand that. That's a great shame because Zach was looking to put some good points, and of course coming into this round Zach is our championship leader as well, so these are critical points to be losing. It's just not just a retirement, it could be the retirement. So Matt Pallet overtook Thomas in fine fashion. Got a breakaway group out of the top 3 then, in a bit of a gap before we see Sam Hurst, but Sam is holding on very nicely to that 4th place. Joey Lambden is behind him at this stage, and the rest of them are following those to tail. But this battle at the front there, the top 3, this is the one to keep an eye on, isn't it, mate? Yeah, absolutely. Dale Thomas right onto the rear wheel now of Matt Pallet as we come around to complete lap number 4, and Henry Ross went personal best in both sectors with a 36 flat. So it is Henry Ross who is the quickest rider on the circuit on that lap, and we've got a rider down. Oops. Unfortunately, rider is up and perfectly okay, sprinting to the bike, but I believe that could well be the number 40 of James Lord. Yeah, that the white and fluorescent yellow Triumph there. We can see James Lord is up and perfectly okay. I'm sure a little bit annoyed with himself, but the good news is that he is okay. Yep, Goddard's been a bit of a popular spot this weekend. I'm not sure if it's got the most followers this weekend, but I'd be amazed if it certainly wasn't in the top 2, that's for sure. So James safely over the barrier there, absolutely no problem at all. The marshals, as ever, pick it up quickly. Nothing to separate the top 3 as they come out of McLean's and go up the crest in towards Coppers now, and again they'll go into the 2nd sector, and I believe it's a change of 2nd place, but it was very, very close with the lights going out there, wasn't it? 1, 2, 3, as quick as you like. And we can see that it is Dale Thomas who's been dropped down to 3rd now, because he's been relegated by the blue Yamaha of Henry Ross. But Matt Pallet, all of this is still happening behind him. So into the braking zone once again for Foggy S's, through the left, over to the right, get the power on, and the rear end of those machines will be squirming under power. But again, Dale Thomas in 3rd place. Henry Ross looking for an inside move on Matt Pallet, sits him up just a little bit there. Nice. Very kindly nudges him out the way there. There's enough room for a Yamaha, and Henry Ross puts his machine in front. A little bit of chatter on the radio once again, looking around the circuit. Nothing obvious straight away, but we'll pick up any information when it comes through. Round Goddard's we go to complete lap number 5, and Henry Ross leads the way ahead of the 212 of Matt Pallet and the 93 of Dale Thomas. Sam Hurst and Joey Lambden having a good battle there in 4th position, both on Kawasaki's, let's not forget, the 91 and the number 3. Whoa, that's Henry Ross going a little bit wide. He's outbraked himself at Redgate, and he's lost the race lead. He's down into 3rd place. Pallet and Thomas will take 1st and 2nd, but Henry Ross has recovered well, and he's back on the tail of Dale Thomas. Oh, it's so frustrating for Henry Ross. You're not allowed to make mistakes in this game, though. You go making mistakes this after this round, he'll instantly penalise you. So he goes from 1st to 3rd, not quite 0 to 0 stuff, but nonetheless very frustrating after putting in all that work to claim the lead and then just see it disappear. They came across the line, they were separated by 0.5 of a second. They've been that way pretty much the entire race, these 3. And is that a challenge from Dale Thomas? I think it was a mistake of McLean's there by Pallet, and up the inside goes Dale Thomas. Now, we don't know anything about Dale Thomas, a totally new man, and somebody else is coming into the pitch to retire. We won't worry about them. We're going to concentrate on our leaders who make their way down the back straight, and it is indeed Dale Thomas in the lead. Adam Fruin's in the pits there. It's a great shame. Yeah, so Adam, who put so much into his racing, big miles Fruin, I think we should call him. Okay, Dale Thomas then is leading. This is a bigger gap as we have seen the entire race. 2 or 3 bike lengths between each one as Ross tries to fight back from that mistake. They come out of the hairpin, so we've got a very clear battle for 1st between 3 bikes, and then 4th between the 3 bikes. As Sam Hurst, I'm afraid, has lost a place that time to Joey Lambden. Looks to get it straight back, but he's not quite able to do it. Michael Tustin ready to pick up any pieces. A little bit wide there for Dale Thomas.
Not sure what's happened to Dale Thomas. He's got some support on the left-hand side. Yeah, belly pan's gone.
It's flown off. No, he's flown off down the front straight there. So the belly pan has gone, but nothing to worry about. I wonder if he just bounced it on the ground or a bolt came loose. He has lost the lead though. I wonder if he just flicked under his rear wheel. Lucky to get away with that one, but I think that might be Matt Pallin who's now taken over the front running. Henry Ross lucky to avoid the belly pan. That's safely tucked up against the wall now. As we watch the rest of them come across the line, it is Lambden from Hurst, from Tustin, Everton, Dickinson, Cunningham, Bloomfield, Gower and Hickmott is your order in the Clubmans. Those guys separated by a couple of seconds each. I don't think we're going to see any great challenges there, but the main battle is that one at the sharp end, which is just coming to McLean's now, and that looks like Thomas is indeed in second with Pallet leading, doesn't it, Bradley?
Yeah, that seems to be how it is at the moment as they go in towards the second sector then, and Henry Ross has gone purple in that first sector as well on this lap, and of course we are on the last lap as well here as well, yes. So half a lap to go then. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 more corners. Go
Henry
on.
Ross with the purple light in sector 1 there,
yeah,
so he's definitely not giving up on this one.
No, he's got the bit between his teeth, hasn't he, after that small mistake at Redgate, dropped 2 positions. He's still in 3rd place at the moment there as Matt Pallett leads them, but Dale Thomas, he's got that lead in his sights, has he? No, not quite close enough to outbrake Matt Pallett. But
one more shot if he can get the drive out of this corner, but I think Pallett's going to get the drive there. Certainly Ross has not got a chance here. Thomas has got 1 chance. Is he going to go for it? I don't think he's close enough to have a go. So and Sam Hurst has retaken 4th place as well from Lambden. They come out of Goddard's, and it is going to be at the last cast that chooses 1 moment to lead the race, and it is the right moment for Matt Pallett from Dale Thomas. Henry Ross
dragged to the line between Michael Tustin and Joey Lambden, the 1.64 and the 3, and it's a 15 thousandths of a second to Lambden. So Lambden just pips Michael Tustin at the end.
Sam Hurst gets 4th from Lambden, Tustin, Dickinson, Everton, Cunningham. Then the battle of the well, not really a battle to be fair of the Clubmans. They are separated, but Bloomfield doesn't indeed lead Gower and Hickmott across the line. Andy Beehall should be coming across the line in 13th if he can stay where he is, but he's in a close battle with quite a few other bikes there. Let's see if that's changed on the last lap. Over the line they go. It is Beehall, Walker and Anderson to round out your top 15. Packman, Rybicki, Vaughan, Barnes and Hobbs. The rest of your runners and riders on the first screen. Interesting to see we've got purple sectors in sector 1 and 2. We don't go any quicker than we did yesterday. We saw a 35.1 for Henry Ross yesterday. Fastest lap this time was Matt Pallett with a 35.3. He got green and purple, but purple on the first sector, but not able to back it up in the second sector. Henry Ross, I think he knew he wasn't quite close enough to challenge there.
We've got yellow flags at the Melbourne Loop there on this final lap, Keith, so we'll try and keep an eye as to who is dropping down the order. 5.01, Adam Jameson is dropping down the order there, unfortunately.